Remember that feeling? You know, when you actually owned your software
Yeah.
or your music.
Oh, yeah. Buying a CD, that was it. Yours forever.
Exactly. Or getting Microsoft Office, paying once, done. It feels almost quaint now, doesn't it?
It really does.
Because today, it just seems like everything needs a monthly payment. Your TV shows, work tools, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Here on the Urban Herald, we've really been digging into this massive shift in how we consume things. We're calling it the subscription economy.
Yeah, and it's more than just a trend.
It really is. It feels like it's fundamentally rewiring our finances.
Absolutely. And look, it's not just about, convenience, although that's part of the sell.
Right.
It's a really strategic move by companies. They want predictable, recurring revenue.
And they're getting it.
Oh, are they ever? These revenue streams have just exploded. I mean, the growth rate is unprecedented, and it's across nearly every sector you can think of.
Like what?
Well, entertainment, obviously, software, like you mentioned, but even car features now, things that used to be standard.
Seriously. Like heated seats as a subscription.
You joke, but it's happening. You pay monthly to unlock features already built into the car.
Wow. Okay. So our mission today, as part of the team here at the Urban Herald, is to really unpack this. How are these endless monthly fees kind of sneakily hitting your wallet?
Yeah, we need to look at the real impact.
We've got some genuinely surprising facts about spending habits, and maybe more importantly, we want to give you some practical ways to, navigate this new landscape.
Sound good?
Okay, so let's dig into this huge shift. Moving from owning stuff to just accessing it.
Right.
And if you want the most dramatic example, you really have to look at software, don't you? It's been completely revolutionized.
Oh, absolutely. Software's ground zero for this.
Yeah.
I mean, Adobe Creative Cloud, that's the classic case study, isn't it?
Totally. Used to be, what, over $1,000 up front?
Easily. Professionals paid big money, often over £1,000, for a perpetual license. Photoshop,
Right.
Illustrator, they owned it.
And then?
Then, boom, 2013, Adobe just stopped selling perpetual licenses altogether.
Right. And now?
Now, it's £50.98 every single month. That's over £611 a year.
Wow.
And millions of creative pros are basically locked into this. Oh, it feels like an endless rental for tools they need every day.
And it's not just those high-end creative tools. Think about Microsoft Office. So many people use that.
Yeah, the workhorse.
That also went from a one-time buy to Microsoft 365, what is it, £8.49 a month?
Something like that. Now, they do still offer, I think, an Office 2024 one-time purchase for $149.
Okay, so there's still an option.
There is, but it's pretty clear where Microsoft's focus is. They keep adding features, especially AI stuff, into the subscription. Sometimes you don't even explicitly opt in. It just appears, pushing you towards that monthly bill.
Right, nudging you along.
And for the really specialized stuff, like Autodesk, AutoCAD, for architects, engineers,
Yeah.
that's now £220 a month, or almost £2,000 a year, £2,980.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah. So what used to be a big but, finite investment for a license you own forever.
Is now a huge ongoing expense.
Exactly.
Right.
It fundamentally changes the economics for design firms, for freelancers, big time.
Okay, let's shift from software. What about entertainment? It feels like physical media is, well, almost gone.
Pretty much.
Netflix really kicked that off, didn't they? Pioneered the streaming thing. £13.99 for the standard plan. Back then, it felt like amazing value.
It did. An endless library, it seemed. But what's interesting is how fast that initial simplicity just fragmented.
Ah, yeah, because Netflix proved the model worked.
Precisely. So suddenly one subscription wasn't enough. You needed Disney Plus for the kids, Apple TV Plus for their originals, Max for HBO stuff, Paramount Plus.
It just keeps going.
Right. And individually, they might seem okay, but you bundle a few together for decent coverage, you're easily looking at over £70 a month.
Which is often more than people paid for cable back in the day.
Often, yeah, definitely.
And music, Spotify Premium, £10.99 a month, access to everything, no need to buy albums.
Super convenient.
But there's that quiet trade-off again, isn't there? You're just renting. Stop paying.
Poof. Your whole library vanishes.
Exactly. All that music you curated, thought was yours. Gone. You never actually owned any of it.
And that same logic, access over ownership, it applies just as much to gaming now.
Yeah, Game Pass, PlayStation Plus.
Right. £10, maybe £15 a month.
Yes.
Huge libraries of games. On the surface, it looks like incredible value.
Right.
But the catch is simple. Stop paying the subscription.
Your entire game collection disappears.
Gone. It's the ultimate example of just accessing something, not owning it.
Okay, this leads us nicely into what we're calling the silent drain, these sort of hidden costs that just eat away at your budget.
Hmm.
And the actual numbers, when you look closely, are kind of staggering.
They really are.
Yeah.
Recent research shows UK consumers spend, on average, £72 a month now on subscriptions.
72 quid. And how does that compare?
That's a 53% jump since just 2020.
Yeah.
53%.
Wow, in just a few years.
Yeah. But even that average hides some really big differences between generations.
Okay, tell me about that. This sounds interesting.
Well, Gen Z consumers in the UK, get this, they're averaging 300 and 500 a month on subscriptions.
305 pounds a month.
Yeah. Compare that to Gen X, who average about 91 months a month.
So Gen Z is spending more than 3 times as much.
Exactly. And it makes you wonder, right, is this just, the new normal for digital natives?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it maybe a bit unsustainable? Built on this idea of constant convenience.
That's a really good question. It's not just the cost either, is it? It's the number of them.
Right, the sheer number. The average household now has like 14 active subscriptions.
14? What was it before?
Back in 2020, it was about 8.
So almost double.
Yep. And this is happening even though people are increasingly feeling subscription fatigue. Over half of consumers say they're just overwhelmed by it all.
Yeah, I can believe that. 14 things to track. And what about what we think we spend? Is there a gap?
Oh, a massive gap. It's actually quite troubling. People consistently underestimate their monthly subscription costs by at least £100.
100 pounds.
Yeah. There was a U.S. study, people thought they spent around $48 a month. The reality, average spending was $186.
Wow. So almost 300% underestimation? 288%?
Pretty much. It's like finding that old gym membership you forgot about, but multiplied across your whole digital life.
So why does that happen? Why are we so bad at tracking this?
Well, it's kind of by design, isn't it? Automatic payments are brilliant at bypassing conscious thought.
Right, it's not like handing over cash.
Exactly.
Huh.
You don't make a deliberate click each month. It just happens silently in the background. So it's incredibly easy to forget about services you're not even using anymore but still paying for.
And that quiet drain leads to this subscription fatigue you mentioned.
Yeah, it's a real thing. Yeah. Big consumer concern now. Surveys in 2023 found 50% of people had either canceled or were planning to cancel subscriptions.
Why? Just too much.
Too much choice, rising costs, feeling overwhelmed, and streaming it's even higher, like 60% report feeling fatigued.
And what does that fatigue look like?
It shows up in a few ways. Decision fatigue, which service do I keep, which do I cut, financial stress from all those small amounts adding up, just the burden of managing it all. And eventually start questioning, wait, am I actually getting value here?
Okay, so let's really quantify that. What's the true cost comparison? Subscription versus ownership long-term, starting with software again.
Right, let's connect the dots financially. Microsoft Office, that one-time license is £149.
Okay, got it.
The subscription, £8.49 a month over 5 years. That's £509.40.
So more than 3 times the cost.
Yep. For the same basic functionality, essentially.
And Adobe Creative Cloud. That must be even more stark.
Oh, yeah. £50.98 a month, £611.76 a year, over 5 years. That's £3,058.80.
Over 3,000 pounds.
Compared to what was maybe £1,000, £1,500 one-time cost back in the day. And you never own it. You just keep paying for essential tools.
Wow, it really reframes it when you look at the long term.
In AutoCAD, that £220 a month over 5 years, that's £9,900.
Nearly 10 grand.
For software, they used to buy outright. It completely changes the economics for design professionals and businesses.
Okay, what about streaming? That initial value proposition felt so strong.
It did. But the fragmentation really bites you. Let's say a basic package. Netflix, Disney+, Spotify.
Okay, pretty common.
That's about £36.97 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Over £443 a year.
Okay, not insignificant.
Now, maybe a family bundle, add Prime Video, Apple TV plus ham. You're at £54.95 a month. Nearly £660 a year.
Getting pricey.
And if you want the premium experience, most of the major services, you're easily hitting £84.93 a month.
Which is?
Over £1,000 a year. £1,019 is £16.
And like we said, that's often more than old cable bills, but with less certainty.
Exactly. Content vanishes, prices go up. It adds this layer of instability. You're paying more, arguably, for less control and certainty. Makes you wonder if that convenience blinded us a bit.
Yeah, it does. And this ties into that subscription creep idea, doesn't it?
Perfectly. It's how they get you, incrementally.
Explain that. How does it work?
It starts innocently. Okay, get Netflix. Fine. Then, oh, the kids want Disney Plus yet. Okay, add that. Then you think, right, need music, Spotify Premium. Then maybe Amazon Prime for that delivery. Oh, and it has video.
Uh-huh.
Then Apple TV Plus has that one show everyone's talking about. Then Max gets the HBO stuff back. Each step seems small,
But add it all up.
and suddenly you're spending maybe £850 a year or more without ever really sitting down and deciding, yes, I want to spend this much on subscriptions. It just creeps up.
Stealthily eroding the budget. Okay, scary stuff. So how do we fight back? How do we empower you, our listener, to manage this?
First step, definitely, is auditing. You have to actively look.
Like go through bank statements?
Yes, monthly, ideally. Check for every recurring charge. You'd be amazed. Research shows something like 42% of people are paying for at least one subscription they totally forgot about.
42%. Wow.
So make a list. An inventory.
What should be on it?
Service name, obviously. The cost. How often it bills, monthly, annually. The next payment date. Crucially,
What?
when did you last actually use it?
Ooh, good one.
Then figure out how to cancel it. And the big one, do a value assessment. Is this really worth the money anymore?
Be honest with yourself.
Exactly. Now, there is some good news on the cancellation front. Things are getting slightly better.
How so?
Regulations are catching up. In the U.S., the FTC has this new click-to-cancel rule, finalized late 2024. The EU has the Digital Services Act.
And what do they do?
Basically, they require companies to make canceling as easy as signing up was. No more jumping through hoops. And there are potentially big fines if they don't comply.
That is genuinely good news. But
Hmm?
I sense a but.
Well, yeah. Be aware of dark patterns. Companies still use tricky designs,
Like what?
forcing you to call someone to cancel something you signed up for online, hiding the cancel button deep in menus, using guilt-tripping language. Are you sure you want to lose all these benefits?
Yeah, seen those, so stay vigilant.
Definitely. So, okay, beyond auditing and easier cancellation, what are some strategies?
Yeah, how can we be smarter about this?
Think about seasonal subscriptions, especially for streaming.
You mean only turn it on when your show is running?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Binge it, then cancel immediately. Reactivate it next season. Don't just leave it running.
Okay, that makes sense. What else?
Look at sharing. Family plans, where it's allowed and legitimate, can offer much better value. Always hunt for free or cheaper alternatives. Do you really need that paid app, or is there a free one that does 90% of the job?
Good point. Check the alternatives.
And be really critical of bundles. Do you actually need all the services in that package, or are they just tempting you with a slightly lower price for stuff you won't use?
Right, don't get suckered into paying for extras.
Precisely.
And can technology help us manage this?
Absolutely. Use your bank's tools, set up alerts for recurring payments. There are dedicated subscription management apps now that track everything.
Oh, cool.
Credit card companies sometimes have tools to identify subscriptions too. And definitely integrate this tracking into your main budgeting software so you see the whole picture.
Get that visibility. Okay. Looking forward, what's next? Is this model here to stay?
Oh, it's evolving for sure. Companies see the fatigue setting in, so new models are popping up.
Like what?
Pause options letting you suspend temporarily instead of canceling outright. Usage-based pricing, pay for what you actually consume. Maybe hybrid models, like a base subscription, plus optional one-time purchases for premium features. More flexible billing cycles, too.
Trying to keep people hooked, but maybe less resentfully?
Kinda, yeah. And AI is playing a bigger role, too, mostly behind the scenes.
How's AI involved?
Well, for hyper-personalization, making the service feel indispensable to you. Predicting when you might cancel, that's called churn prediction, so they can offer you a deal to stay.
Sneaky.
Dynamic pricing based on your habits, and just smarter recommendations to keep you engaged, keep you watching, keep you subscribed.
Fascinating. Okay, let's boil this down. If you could give our listeners, say, the top 5 takeaways for managing their subscription spending, what would they be?
Okay, top 5. Let's see.
Do that monthly audit. Seriously, check your statements, find the forgotten ones.
Number 1, audit. Got it.
Second, use technology. Apps, bank alerts, budgeting software, let them help you track it.
Number 2, tech tools.
Right.
Third, be strategic with streaming. Rotate services. Turn them on, watch, turn them off. Don't just let them run. Churn and return.
Number 3, stream smart.
Okay. Fourth, be a value vigilante. Constantly ask, is this worth it? Am I really using this enough? Be ruthless. If not, cut it.
Number 4, question the value. Love it.
And fifth, know how to cancel. Check the policy before you sign up. Be aware of dark patterns and know your rights with things like click to cancel.
And number 5, understand cancellation. Excellent. Audit, use tech, stream smart, question value, know how to cancel.
That's a pretty solid plan to start taking back control.
Absolutely. So, as we've explored here as part of the Urban Herald team, this subscription economy, it's a huge shift, isn't it?
It really is. One of the biggest changes in how we spend money in decades. Convenience was the hook, but it's become this complex web. And the numbers back it up. Average spending up 53% since 2020. Subscriptions per household up 75%.
While at the same time, over half of us are feeling that subscription fatigue. It's a weird paradox.
So for you listening right now, the way forward really has to be about conscious consumption, right? Active management.
Exactly. You have to audit, you have to understand the true cost versus what you feel you're getting, and make deliberate choices. Don't let the convenience of autopay mask the real financial hit.
It's about deciding what genuinely adds value to your life.
Yeah. And maybe the final thought to leave people with is this. The question isn't really, are subscriptions good or bad?
Right.
It's, does this specific subscription provide enough ongoing value to justify me paying for it month after month?
A good framing.
In a world where it feels like everything wants a monthly fee, maybe the power to just say no, maybe that becomes your most valuable financial tool.
The power to say no. I like that. So we really encourage you, take action today. Do that audit. Figure out what you're actually spending. Make some conscious cuts. Your future self, the one with a healthier bank balance, will definitely thank you.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us here on the Urban Herald for this deep dive into the silent drain of the subscription economy.